It's the final presentation night, and I'm kind of nervous, and I'm excited because Dr. Lamb's here, and he's going to see what he's taught me, and hopefully he's pleased. And if he's not, I hope he's not too angry.
No, I'm happy. Show us the presentation, what you got here.
This is my presentation, and it shows my product, what I did about the posters and the information about septal perforation and the drug-free campaign that I ran in the school.
Well, that's good job. You did a great job as a mentoree.
Thank you.
All right, we'll look forward to your talk.
My school year, I studied facial, cosmetic, and plastic surgery. As many of you know, one of the requirements of the Independent Study and Mentorship program is that we students select mentors ourselves. During the interview process, when I was looking for a mentor, I just couldn't find the right one. At my age, to walk into such a professional atmosphere is a bit intimidating. At first, the first office I walked into was colorless and small. Even the receptionist looked uncomfortable, as much as I did. And the interview that I had with the surgeon was very serious and real monotone. Not that it shouldn't be, but I'll admit, after the first interview, I wasn't very excited about the mentorship. Then I walked into Dr. Lamb's office. It reminded me of a loft. There were paintings, color everywhere. The moment I stepped into Dr. Lamb's office, I knew he was the mentor for me. Dr. Lamb, thank you so much for imparting with me your knowledge and skill and everything. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
Good evening. My topic this 2008 through 2009 ISM school year is facial, cosmetic, and plastic surgery. What do they do? This is a hair restoration. Now this restoration, I was very excited to see this towards the end of my mentorship with Dr. Lamb, which is about 2 weeks ago I saw it. And what happens is it's a 3-person job. And in the beginning, it's a day-long process. It hung a little bit, which doesn't, he didn't like the way it looked. So what Dr. Lamb did is he reduced it. Now I actually saw him reduce a woman's look. And what he did was he gave the woman, he put the woman under blocks. Blocks are, they're kind of like an anesthetic medicine. Now when I saw this on the site, it made so much sense to me. Why pull back when you can pull up, okay? It's a facelift, right? And that's exactly what Dr. Lamb did. He's lifting the face, okay, which is, it looked, I know I'm only 16, but I understood it. I understand that the whole school is not magically gonna stop doing drugs or whatever. That wasn't the point of this. Okay, my point was to inform them so at least they knew what they were doing to their bodies. And with regards to my product, I did it on the effects of drugs on the nose. This is the saddle nose deformity I was talking about. So it looks like there's 2 giant humps in this person's nose, but actually there's a dip, okay? So when you use inhalants over time, like I said, it causes the septum in the nose to erode and cave in. And the results are shown in both of these pictures. Okay, this is my favorite one. Okay, by the way, my teacher did let me use the word frickin', I promise. So that wasn't my thing. Okay, and this picture looks photoshopped, but is real. This is a woman, I can't remember her name right now, but she's actually a European soap opera actress, and that's what she's going through right now. So, but a cotton swab is not supposed to go through your nose, okay? Unless you went to a man in an alley and they put a piercing up there, a cotton swab is not supposed to go through your nose. I really wanted to get out to the students and inform them about what drugs can do to you, and I felt that this was a critical moment in time that I could do this because it was right before summer. It was right before summertime, and we have a lot of teenagers with a lot of time in their hand, and I don't know everybody in this school, and I may not be able to understand every single one of them, but one thing I do know, I mentioned this earlier, is that there's more than one way of doing things, and that's in anything you do in life, okay? And drugs are not the way, you know, they never will be, they just aren't. And that's what I really wanted to get across to the kids. In the office, like with my mentorship, I kind of found my mentor a little late. But when I did find him, I was really excited to get in there and start mentoring with him. He's taught me so much. And, you know, not just him, but the staff has helped out too. They do all the behind the scenes work and stuff like that. And something that I remember, it was about 2 weeks ago, around the time of the hair restoration. And I was in there and I'm taking notes, and I was excited, man. I was pen happy. And one of the nurses, her name was Miss Amina. I didn't know her very well, but I'd heard of her. And she asked me, she had a bit of an accent. They all had an accent. I really liked it. I liked hearing them talk. So Miss Amina, she asked me while she was, you know, inserting these hairs into this man's head, and she said, "Kristine, what have you learned this year?" And the first thing that popped into my head, I was like, time management and organizational skills. And she said, "Oh, okay." And then like 2 minutes passed, and she goes, "Kristine, what have you learned being in this office?" And I was like, "Oh, well, time management and organizational skills." So then she said, "Kristine, I want you to answer the question differently, okay?" So she really put me on the spot, and I was like, man, why is she dogging me? I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? And I thought she was angry with me or something. And, you know, I took a minute to reflect and think about it. It felt like forever, you know, because I was embarrassed. And she asked the question again, because I asked her to ask it to me about 3 or 4 times within those 10 minutes. And she said, "What have you learned this year, Kristine?" And I said, "I learned that I limit myself a little bit, that I need to take more risk." I'd like to take this minute to thank Dr. Lamb. He's been just so inspirational to me. I mean, I don't know how many times I'll be able to ever meet a man that cares so much about his patients. He's so compassionate with them, you know, he really feels for them, and he, you know, no joke, constantly, I tell you, I was writing it down, I write down every word he says, I write down every word he says, and he was always saying, like, as he was doing the Botox and he'd be like, "Does it hurt? Does it hurt? Does it hurt? Tell me if it hurts. Okay, does it hurt? Does it hurt?" Constantly. He did not want his patients to feel pain. And not only was he doing aesthetic work on his patients, but he was also, you know, being very inspirational to them. He always let out an array of like inspirational quotes or words, and all this stuff he made up on his own, you know. I mean, he's, you know, a professional, he can do that. But it was just an amazing experience to be amongst such a professional like that. And, you know, he built this place, I forgot how many square footage, forgive me, 27,000 square footage building called the Willow Bend Wellness Center. And in it there's a hair salon, a spa, plastic surgery center, dental services. There was a lap band, anti-aging, rolfing, and that's it. Okay, and in it you can attain nirvana. you can, you know, there in his wellness center, it is what it says. It's a wellness center. You can, you know, be at peace with yourself. You go there, and he just built this center for, you know, for someone to be, you know, absolutely well themselves. Yeah, with his mother's help. You know, his mom was there every day I was in the office. She was always there. She was very dedicated to her son, and, you know, it's just been an incredible experience, and thank you so much, Dr. Lamb.